In a bombshell revelation that has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world, Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, has dropped a confession so explosive it threatens to rewrite one of rap's most celebrated love stories. For years, Remy Ma and Papoose have been hailed as the epitome of loyalty, a couple who weathered prison sentences, public scrutiny, and the chaos of the music industry to emerge as a symbol of black love. But in a recent interview, 50 Cent tore that narrative apart with a single sentence. "Yeah, me and Remy had a little something back in '06. That's why Papoose been mad ever since." The internet erupted, old wounds were reopened, and a story buried for nearly 2 decades was dragged into the spotlight. This isn't just gossip, it's a cultural reset that forces us to question everything we thought we knew about Remy Ma, Papoose, and the unspoken tensions that may have shaped their legacy. Let's rewind to 2006, a time when hip-hop was raw, unfiltered, and dominated by larger-than-life personalities. Mixtapes were currency, G-Unit was an empire, and flip phones were still a status symbol. Remy Ma was carving her place in a male-dominated industry, a lyrical powerhouse from the Bronx who could trade bars with the best. Fresh off her work with Terror Squad, she was working on her debut album, There's Something About Remy, based on a true story, and building a reputation as a rapper who didn't just hold her own, but often outshined her peers. Meanwhile, 50 Cent was untouchable. G-Unit was a money-making machine, churning out hits, clothing lines, and even vitamin water deals. His sophomore album, The Massacre, had solidified him as a global superstar, and his penchant for beef, whether with Yarul, Fat Joe, or Jadakiss, kept him in the headlines. But behind the flashing lights and chart-topping records, 50 claims he and Remy were sharing more than just studio sessions. According to 50 Cent, their connection began in late 2005 and stretched into mid-2006, a period when Remy was navigating her solo career and balancing commitments to Terror Squad. It wasn't a public romance, he says, no red carpet appearances, no Instagram posts, not that Instagram existed back then. Instead, it was a series of clandestine meetups, late-night studio sessions, and hotel stays that stayed under the radar. In the interview, 50 was asked point-blank why he and Papoose never got along. His response was vintage Curtis Jackson, "He never liked me, and I get it. I was there first." The grin on his face said it all. He knew exactly what he was doing. Within hours, the clip was everywhere: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Hashtags like #Remy50Cent and #BeforePapoose began trending, and fans started digging through archives like detectives, pulling up old photos, interviews, and even grainy footage from 2006 to piece together the timeline. Unnamed sources have since added fuel to the fire. A former G-Unit assistant claims Remy was a frequent visitor to 50's private studio, often arriving after midnight and leaving in the early hours. It wasn't just business, the source said. You could feel the vibe. She wasn't there just to lay verses. A DJ who worked events in New York at the time echoed the sentiment, saying she saw Remy and 50 together at industry spots, always low-key but noticeably close. Then there's the hotel rumor, perhaps the most damning piece of the puzzle. A concierge from a Manhattan W hotel, speaking anonymously, told Gossip Spill Vibe that Remy would check in under an alias, always to the same suite where 50 was already staying. Same floor, same room, like clockwork, the concierge said. These accounts paint a picture of a connection that was more than professional but less than a full-blown relationship, a situationship, as the kids would call it today, fueled by chemistry and opportunity. At the time, Remy and Papoose were in the early stages of their relationship. They'd been spotted together at events, and Papoose, a respected but underground rapper, was clearly smitten. Interviews from the era show him praising Remy's talent and hinting at something deeper, though nothing was official. But sources close to Papoose say he was aware of 50's presence in Remy's life, and it bothered him. He knew about the elephant in the room, one insider said, referring to 50's larger-than-life persona and undeniable influence. Papoose, known for keeping a low profile and avoiding public beef, never spoke on 50 directly. Even as 50 dominated the charts and the culture, Papoose stayed silent, a choice that now feels heavy with meaning. In the interview, 50 didn't just confirm the fling, he twisted the knife. "People don't like to admit they came second, especially not to me," he said, his tone dripping with the audacity that's made him a legend. The timing of this revelation couldn't be worse for Remy and Papoose. Their marriage, once a beacon of resilience, has been unraveling in public. Rumors of infidelity, cryptic social media posts, and high-profile scandals involving boxer Claressa Shields and a woman named Easy the Block Captain have already strained their bond. Just when it seemed the drama was dying down, 50 Cent strolled in with a match and a can of gasoline. Fans have noticed the cracks for a while: Papoose's somber Instagram captions, Remy's defensive live streams, and the absence of the couple's once frequent joint appearances. Now 50's confession adds a new layer, suggesting that the tension between him and Papoose, and perhaps even Remy and Papoose, dates back to before the marriage, before the jail time, before the matching tattoos. What makes this story hit harder is the existence of an unreleased track allegedly recorded by Remy and 50 in 2006. A former G-Unit producer, going by the alias Tape Tony, claims the song, titled "The Booth Ain't Safe," was too personal for the label to release. It wasn't a diss track or a love song, Tony said. It was like confessions over a beat. You could hear the tension, the chemistry. Late last night, a 90-second snippet surfaced on an anonymous SoundCloud account, featuring a female voice that sounds eerily like Remy's, rapping, "Late nights, fast flights, secrets in the booth, one call, no names, but you know the truth." A male voice, unmistakably 50's, responds, "I ain't got to claim it. I was just there first, you held the crown later. I helped her rehearse." The internet lost it. While no one has officially verified the track, fans are convinced it's authentic, and its emergence has only intensified the scrutiny on Remy and Papoose. So why now? Why would 50 Cent, a man who's built a career on strategic chaos, wait 18 years to tell this story? The answer lies in his playbook. 50 doesn't just beef, he orchestrates collapses. From Rick Ross to Young Buck to Rule, he's made an art form of waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Right now, Remy and Papoose are vulnerable, their public image already battered by recent scandals. Dropping this confession at the height of their turmoil is classic 50 Cent, calculated, ruthless, and designed to maximize damage. Some speculate there's more to it. Rumors have long circulated that Remy once blocked a potential G-Unit collaboration with Papoose, a move that may have stung 50's pride. If true, this revelation could be payback, a reminder that 50 never forgets. The fallout has been swift and merciless. Social media is a battlefield, with fans divided between defending Remy and rallying behind Papoose. One tweet with over 50,000 likes read, "Papoose wrote jail letters while Remy was sneaking into G-Unit studios." Another fan posted, "50 never threw shade at Remy before. He knew too much." Reddit threads are dissecting old interviews, like one from 2006 where Remy, asked about her love life, smirked and said, "I don't kiss and tell. I knock and bounce." At the time, it was a catchy soundbite. Now it's evidence. TikTokers have even pulled clips from a 2006 multiplied by 106 in Park episode where Remy and 50 appeared days apart, noting her coy response to a question about dating. "Some things ain't for the cameras. I stay busy." Papoose, for his part, has responded not with a tweet, but with a mic. Late Friday, he dropped a surprise freestyle called "First to Know," a 3-minute confessional over a haunting piano beat. The lyrics pull no punches. "You was his before me. I ain't mad you had a past slash, but don't expect a king to bow when truth don't match the math." Later, he raps, "Ain't about who hit first, it's who stayed real slash, but how I'm the last one to know what the city feel." The freestyle is a gut punch, raw and deliberate, and it's shifted the narrative. Within hours, #Papoose was trending with over 1 million views on the video. Artists like Meek Mill and Teyana Taylor reposted it, praising Papoose's restraint and authenticity. For many, he's no longer just the loyal husband, he's the underdog who loves someone who may not have been fully his.